like, bro, yeah, she got a kid. Look at his back. Oh my god. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another reaction. Safe and reaction to another Uncle Joey, man. It's been a long time.
Oh, man.
A long time. You know, YouTube likes to be frivolous sometimes with these reactions. Don't take them down. Especially these Joey Diaz videos, man. Come on. People love Joey Diaz. We love Joey Diaz. Stop taking them down. It's not that serious.
The person who has to take down the video is like, man, this was a good one.
I don't think it's even a person. I think it's like a robot that just goes to the video and they're like, oh, this is copyright. Gone.
It's good.
But yeah, man, this is him interviewing John Bernthals. You know, the Punisher.
Oh, man.
Shane. Fucking Mr. Rubbing his head. My guy, man. Great actor. Love Joey. He's funny as hell. So we're going to see what they're talking about on here. But yeah, if you're enjoying the reactions, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. So we're to 10K subscribers. We're going to hop right into this video, man.
All right, let's go.
I beat up some guy, called himself a paratrooper. He beat him over the head with a fucking magazine at 6 in the morning in front of a coffee shop in Venice. I mean, it was like, you know, our best friend got stabbed in the stomach, and, you know, we're delivering him to my little brother who's a doctor in the middle of the night. Like, this is all happening while I'm going and doing movies with Roman Polanski and Oliver Stone. I mean, like, crazy shit was going on, and we were just going a million miles an hour. And then on July 3rd, 2009, you know, we used to do this party in Venice where I lived, up on my roof. I'm really good friends with a guy, Charlie Tuna, and guys from Fishbone. There's this great band called House of Vibe, and they play Wednesdays at Harvell's. It's sort of like the local who's who of the West Side hip-hop scene. And they would play on my roof every July 4th, and it was a crazy party. Everybody eating mushrooms and just having the time of their life. And the night before that party, I just needed to get away for a second. I was walking my dogs and walking down the street, and I see there's like a house party. These assholes in this party, and there's an old couple playing the didgeridoo, right? And they're sitting there, and you know, a man and his wife. And I see this one guy, and I just fucking lock on to this guy. And there was just something about it where I just couldn't take my eyes off him. He was with this group, everybody's all fucked up. He was like the ringleader. And he goes up to this old woman who's playing the didgeridoo right next to her husband, and he puts the didgeridoo on his dick, so it looks like she's blowing his, you know, there's something about that just fucking pissed me off so much. And I'm just looking at him, and then all of a sudden he locked onto my dog. And it was crazy, because I'm like 20 yards away from him. And with this dog right here, he calls Boss over. And, you know, Boss runs over to him, right? And he's holding on, so I call Boss back, and he held on to Boss. And there's just something about my dogs and my family and my friends. I can't take that shit, man. And it was a different time in my life. So I went over and I grabbed Boss from him, and the guy goes, hey man, get your hands off my dogs. And he's got all his friends right there, right? And I just looked at him, and you know, I still just had a real coldness in my fucking heart, man. And I grabbed him and I started walking away. I said, come on, Boss. And he said, I told you not to, you know, grab my dog. And his buddy started following me, pushes me in the back, and I turned around, boom, and I just hit him. And you know, at that point in my life, man, we were getting street fights all the time, man, all the fucking time. He was right up the street. I hit this guy, gets knocked out standing up, crashes his head on the pavement. He's fucking out. His buddies jump me. I'm trying to fight them off me. They get on top of me. All of a sudden, Kerrigan comes, runs. I don't know how the fuck this guy heard about it, but Kerrigan comes and bam, and like he's trying to rip dudes up. And the police come.
Hey, you guys in the background. He's a hype man.
Mess, man. And when the thing gets all broken up, there's one guy, you know, lying in a pool of blood, and they say, "Who did this?" And it's their part. So me and Kerrigan are handcuffed on the side of the road. They're all pouring on me, pouring beers on us. It's all their people, you know. And anyways, long story fucking long. They ended up taking me away because the guy wasn't waking up. They put him in an ambulance. He still hadn't woken up 45 minutes later. And I've been in trouble my whole life. And you know, I'm down there now, and you know, I had a career, man. I was a series regular on a few TV shows. I'd done, you know, 12, 15 movies. And I'm sitting there on this bench in the Pacific Division. And, you know, all of a sudden, I remember being locked up when I was a kid, because I'm in a situation where I'm handcuffed to this bench, and, you know, they got the wall right there, so you can't even move to one side or the other. And I had to piss so fucking bad. I couldn't believe I'm at a situation when I piss, I can't go piss. I gotta ask somebody permission. He's not gonna let me. And these cops are on me. Hey, if he doesn't wake up, that's it, motherfucker. You know how they are, just in my ear. If you don't wake up, you're done. And I knew, man, right there on that bench, I said to myself, look, man, this is gonna go one of two ways. But if he doesn't wake up, I'm going down, and I'm going through that room that way. And I'm done, man. I'm done with family. I'm done with friends. And I'm gonna be the devil. I know what it means to be.
He's like, I'm about to
up
go
in
down that
California.
dark road.
You ain't
I'm
getting
like,
out
fuck,
of
is that
thing.
serious?
And I'm ready to be that guy. I'm ready, and it was a scary feeling because it
Not
wasn't
that guy, pal.
I wasn't scared. It was peaceful. I'm ready to be that guy. But
He's that
Lord,
guy.
if you can just wake this guy up, like if you can just change this, I am done, man. I'm done with the bullshit. I'm done with the drinking. I'm done with messing around. I'm gonna commit to my lady. I'm gonna commit to my work. I'm gonna be about making a family, and I'm gonna trim all the fat off my life. And I know I should have learned this lesson, but I need to learn it. But I've learned it.
What the
Look, sure enough, this guy ended up waking up.
Come on, Joey.
He ended
You
up
done
suing me
powered
for
off in that
bullshit.
interview.
What the fuck? He full blown gone and motherfucking like a rag on a doorknob, man. What's going on,
Yeah,
bro?
oh my goodness.
But not like really, he's like
Like, someone wake him up.
Yeah, the shit. Yeah, the stress in the middle of the motherfucking
Like,
story.
yo, someone shake him, bro.
It was so hard. It was like so heart aching. He's like, I can't take.
This is more than my heart
He
can
was
bear.
storm to the Duke box.
Oh my
God.
goodness.
Yeah, John Bernthal, how do we say his name? John Bernthal. He always seemed like he had like a edge to him.
Yeah.
Like, especially in his acting, like I can just tell, like he had like a past, like he was dealing with something before he was an actor, like because he has that extra when he's doing like these specific roles, like Shane, like that nigga Shane was too good. He was too good as an actor for the Shane role. The Punisher, he was too good as the Punisher.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it the other day too, man. Like a new season or new episode.
Oh, new season?
Something like that. And I
Okay.
saw it. I saw the trailer. It's just like, man, this guy.
I didn't know about that.
See, I had just done Night at the Museum too, which
Sure.
they fucking put my face on the poster, so my poster's all over California.
My
He
guy,
saw me, so I
Joey.
had it
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, kid was.
Sued me for
They did do
$2
the mirror
saying
test.
vertigo and
Put a
PTSD
mirror
and
up, see if he's
bullshit.
breathing.
And point being, man, right after that is when I was faced with
I would've
this
clapped or
situation
something
where
like,
I had an audition for Walking
Come on,
Dead.
bro.
And July 3rd, 2010, 1 year later, I was on set for Walking Dead. I got married right after the first year of Walking Dead. And that's really when my life changed in every single way. And I started working different, started behaving different. And I can tell you, man, I really, you know, something Sean says all the time, man. I think the biggest gift you can hope for in this world, I don't mean to be, you know, preachy, man, but I think it's peace, man. If you can find some peace of mind. I got nothing left to prove to anybody anymore, man. I have real peace. I'm in love with my wife. I'm in love with my kids. I'm in love with my career, and I get the best friends in the world. And there's no part of me anymore that needs to go out and be the guy. There's no part where if I see some sort of brand of injustice, I need to insert myself and say, hey man, don't you fuck with that motherfucker. Now don't get me wrong, you're not gonna mess with my wife, you're not gonna mess with my kids or my friends, but I'm not going around with this you know, I think we're confused, man. I think we're confused that we feel like as men we need to go prove ourselves all the time and we need to assert ourselves. And to me, honestly, there's actually nothing less manly, I think, than being the loudest voice in the room. And what I came to figure out, you know, literally a year later on July 3rd, 2010, I remember I ended up writing a letter. I never sent it to the guy. I wrote a letter to that guy that I knocked out. And I remember thinking and realizing
You deserved it.
that was me. And not to get too trippy, but that was me that I knocked out. That was the old version of me, man. I saw shit in him. I saw behavior in him. I saw a brashness and a loudness and a disrespect in him that I'd seen in the younger version of myself. And I was done with that guy, man. I was done with that guy. And you know, that event ended up really changing my life right there along with Walking Dead. And I think I don't have one with
Walking
that.
Dead.
It's so weird how
Yeah,
He's back to normal.
turned into a party.
If you can make it, man.
I still remember being in a jail cell with a fucking Armani suit on, with handcuffs on, and they just gave me 6 years, and I'm like, that's it.
That's it.
This is it. This is it. And I went to sleep. You know, after I got sentenced, I just laid my head down and fell asleep for 3 or 4 hours. I was done. And it took me more years to get peace. But you're absolutely right. There's nothing better than a peaceful man. Ever since I shot that Netflix thing in June, everything changed for me, especially comedy-wise. I'm a better comic because I'm at peace now. I really don't give a fuck that I bombed or whatever the fuck they think. It's what I do today, you know. And I go home and it's so weird how was there a transition period when peace came into your life and you figured something was missing? Have you ever had that?
Look, man, I think anytime you give up anything, the first thing that happens is there's a big ass hole, you know. And when I sort of gave up kind of being crazy and going out and doing all these things. And, you know, I didn't know what the fuck to do with myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know if I could act. I didn't know if, unless I was the guy sort of bleeding out and being the craziest. I mean, you can ask Kerrigan. I mean, I was the guy, man. I was the guy who was doing the craziest shit. And anything that people were down for, I was, hey, man, let's go.
We've been talking about doing comedy recently. You know, we might start streaming some comedy shows. We might start, you know, recording some, putting them on YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll definitely look out for them soon.
Yeah, but I like what John Berg was talking about. You know, that type of change, man. I feel like that's something that a lot of men see. I don't know. You might see that in your early ages, or you might see that later in life, like he has. Like, obviously, you're not done changing. Like, you're still changing, but it's that prominent change. Like, especially like you transitioning from now to a teenage mindset to an adult mindset now. Like, we're in the real world now, and you gotta start making these real decisions. And it's like, you're certain that there's really actions out here that's gonna really affect your future, that can get you in trouble, that can get you into good places. You know, but you really gotta have a plan. It's really about a plan and consistency.
We gotta get at it, yeah. We gotta have that fire, be goal driven.
Yeah, but if you're enjoying the reaction, make sure to like, button, subscribe, and share, man. Let us know if you want to see more Joey Diaz down in the comments. See you next time, I would be. Peace.
Peace.